Responding to the call for mercenary aid, 5 strangers arrived at a church in Ankos. They are Mahia, a risen wizard played by Katie, Theodosia, an elven thief played by Meg, Pandora, a human former inquisitor played by Sam, Zephyrosian, a Netherblood former soldier played by Mitchell, and Roni, a Drakeblood former priest played by Charm. The 5 were ushered into a side room of the church, where they were introduced to Inquisitor Captain Lucio Corvi. Captain Corvi informed them that a recent earthquake and a diversion in the capital have thinned his forces, and he needs them to take down some nearby bandits. The trouble is that the bandits have been acting strangely feral, and the work of a witch or monster is suspected. Theodosia negotiated an increase in their pay, a few of them gave the captain fake names, and they were off. Along the road out of town, the party got to know each other just a little bit, giving their real names and explaining what they bring to the table in combat. In short time, they found the site of the bandits' most recent attack. While they attempted to ambush the party, they were outsmarted and flanked. As described, they fought to the death with an unnatural degree of aggression, refusing to surrender or flee. Following their bloody trail of footprints, the party located their camp in the woods. However, one of the bandits had killed all the others, entranced by some strange power. He was ambushed, and when he determined that he was going to lose the battle, he attempted to take his own life. He was saved thanks to a healing spell cast by Roni, claimed that he had no memory of events since the earthquake, and was taken prisoner. On the edge of the bandits' camp, the earthquake broke a large boulder and revealed an underground passage. Roni and Zephyrosian went inside, discovering an Imperial-era tomb containing a single unlabeled sarcophagus. The figure topping the sarcophagus had a strange stiletto dagger embedded in its heart, which Zephyrosian removed. Doing so seemed to have released some ghostly entity made of green fire, but it flew away to the northeast before anyone could do anything about it. Back above ground, they made themselves comfortable in the bandit camp and rested before preparing to head back to Ankos. In the morning, the party left the Dorius Woods and hiked back to Ankos. At the outskirts of the city, they were met by a few Inquisitor guards, who took the bandit they captured into custody and led them to meet with Captain Corvi again. They filled the captain in on the events of the past day, leaving out any details about the magic dagger or the green fire, and received their pay. As they were wrapping up, they were ambushed by an animated tree and 3 witches. The tree punched through a window and attempted to grab Captain Corvi, but missed. This triggered an all-out brawl, with the party springing into action to assist the Inquisitors in defending the town. While one guard was killed by the tree and one witch used magic to escape, the party emerged victorious. Mahia noticed a magical sigil carved into the formerly animated tree, and seemed to recognize it. After being thanked by Captain Corvi, they headed to a local inn to rest for the night. There, they discovered a note left by an unknown person. The writer knows that they've done something by taking the dagger, claims the witch attack is just the beginning of their troubles, and demands that they meet in Imperia to discuss how to fix the situation they've created. They go to bed and prepare to head out of town in the morning. Alright, hello everybody, welcome to a slightly different episode of Krataris Origins. It's episode 3, and we are pre-recorded today. It is last week for us here on the screen, but future versions of some of us will be down in the chat for the premiere on YouTube, and of course I'll be looking at comments in perpetuity. Should be back again in another 2 weeks with live episodes, but people were busy. It is what it is. So this episode is pre-recorded. So me on screen, I won't be reacting to chat, but if you leave a couple bucks or become a member or something, I'll be there thanking you profusely in text form. So all the same. Likewise, there might be some cuts and things instead of taking our long 5-minute screen bathroom breaks. I'll just do it all in post, right? But otherwise, normal episode, picking right back up where we left off. As I said in the recap, at the end of the last session, you guys received a mysterious letter bidding you to come to Imperia, which is just a couple days hike away. It's the capital of Ybor, former capital of the Empire. And yeah, somebody mysterious wants to meet with you to talk about these events that you have kicked off, and so that is basically where we'll pick things up. It'll be the morning now. I will ask since you guys got IP at the end of last session and now have like a decent amount of it, does anyone want to spend any IP on anything at this point? Or are we saving up for larger things? Because 30 is enough for like attribute points or a couple of training points or something. So. Nope.
I'm looking to get that chef feat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I'm saving for.
All right.
Yes.
Continuing to save. So yeah, in the morning, I'll just say, from a meta perspective, it's about a 3-day hike. Let me put the map up. By the way, new combat screen here. You can see all of us now. So you guys are, again, you're in Ankos. You've got to get to Imperia. That is, if you're smart about it, and the tracker rolls good and everything, or navigator rolls good, and you take little shortcuts off the path here and there, you can get there in under 3 days. Hiking. But right now, in Ankos in the morning, if anybody wants to do any shopping or anything before you hit the road, if you need to fill up on rations or water or anything like that, or if you just want to upgrade some equipment or something, go for it. We can spend a little time doing that. It's all in the player's handbook.
I did give out rations last time, so I might need to actually upgrade myself or get some more rations.
Yeah.
You said it's 3 days travel?
It's 3 days travel.
Okay.
So yeah, like all the miscellaneous items like that all starts on page 87.
Right. But I will get myself some rations.
You guys can just, go ahead and do that. I trust you to buy basic items like that. If you're buying anything weird, let me know. But otherwise.
Wait, I can't buy bundles of TNT. You sure?
What?
No.
Ridiculous.
A horse.
Not for a few hundred years.
Unacceptable.
Uninstall. Can I uninstall the PDF?
I mean, technically.
If I can't have.
It probably shouldn't be
TNT.
installed.
Shh.
Can I buy some poison?
Not from a normal store.
Damn.
So I would just make you roll intuition to find some back alley place where you can get that.
Was the tree venomous and can we
The
milk
tree
it?
was not venomous.
Oh, well, I tried.
I really wanted to milk a tree.
I was trying to help get some cheap poison.
I would like to have been involved and at least watching that. I feel like that would have been quite the role play opportunity.
What am I rolling? Intuition?
Yeah, intuition.
That's a nat 20, baby.
All right, yeah, you find
First one.
Hell yeah.
a small sort of thieves guild fence type person, and yeah, they have some poisons for sale, so those are there if you want to buy them. The prices are listed on page 92.
Ooh. Okay, so what exactly is the difference between common and uncommon?
They're just more potent and more expensive. It's basically
Okay.
just the same effect, but a higher save, and in the case of the damaging one, more damage.
Let's do one common and one uncommon.
Of the basic poison, of the basic damaging poison?
Yes.
Okay.
Spending all your money right off the bat. Nice.
And that's why I
Oh,
bought us
yeah.
out to 100 each. So I could have some to spend.
That's fair.
That makes sense.
Speaking of
Spend money to make money.
Zeph, yeah, Zeph Russian, do you want to get a new fire bottle? I remember you used.
I
Two.
use both.
You
That's
did
true.
run
Yeah.
through your fire bottles.
I have to do math.
Gotta
Math hard.
re-up on those.
Hmm.
You know, what'd be interesting. See if
What
we
would
can
be
get
interesting?
if we can get some healing potion, just in case.
Yeah, that's an option.
That's true.
That way, we're not just relying on you solely all the time to heal.
Appreciated.
Of course. Got to keep a mind out for everybody.
Yeah, we could look into that. Just going through the item list here.
I think potions are... Where are they?
Yeah.
I always
Like
thought
potions are on
poison-
page
There they are.
91.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, so we could just add that then if we want to do that.
5 money for every SP that would have taken.
Yeah,
a
so
cast
while
spell.
you guys
Got
are in
it.
town, as long as you're doing something like just a basic healing potion, you know, you can just do that. You don't need to like scrounge. You just have to pay the money for them.
Okay.
What about a potion of curses? Can we do that?
No.
Yeah, not a good idea.
At least not with the standard potion crafting rules.
We'll just have to make them ourselves on the road.
So, a good time to talk brief bit of game design. The way potions work in Big Adventure Game is instead of having explicit custom effects for every type of potion, and, you know, writing half a book of just potions, basically it's just a spell in a bottle. So you just look at the effect of a spell, multiply it, 5 times its spell point cost to cast, and that's how much money it's worth. And when you drink it, it's as if you had the spell cast on you. So a healing potion is just the restore spell in a bottle. And, it's made using plants and that sort of thing. Up to you, as GM, how you want to flavor that sort of thing. And literally how you want to flavor it. I always assumed they were fruit punch flavored, but that's just me.
I usually go strawberry.
What, not
That
blackberry?
nasty
Come on.
cherry flavor.
I think about cherry, but yeah, that. I
But,
feel
like,
like
that specific
cherry is a
Big one.
yeah,
Not the
that's
good cherry. The
yes. We're not talking Jolly Rancher cherry. We're talking medicine cherry.
Mhm.
Ooh, well, I mean,
Or
I think of
There's
cherry as
worse.
in like a status restore, and I think of healing as strawberry.
mm,
That's usually where my brain goes.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be really unconventional, make it a warhead flavor. Doesn't matter which one.
Or could it be that really, really good pink penicillin that we were all given as kids?
Oh, I'm allergic to penicillin, so I don't know.
I'm allergic to
you missed out.
amoxicillin.
Oh,
That
all right.
too.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I've never had that, so
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't
missed out.
had it
Those are really
in-
good medicine.
I haven't had amoxicillin in nearly 30 years.
Oh wow.
I don't know if it was bubblegum or not, but it tasted great, and it was one of those things that, like, I wanted to get that type of sick to get that as my medicine.
Wild.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
And then you grow out of it, and then you're sad for the rest of your life. Anyway,
fair.
Well, if you just
I
had
don't
your
think that's why
Flintstone
I've been
gum
sad for the rest of my
vitamins.
life, but-
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, restore potion is going to be 10 money base. So
Right.
let's see.
For,
is there
yeah.
an equivalent potion for the repair that I need?
For you, yes. For you and any sort of other undead or construct, they could drink repair. For most people, it wouldn't have an effect on them, but you could
Okay.
mix one. If you want to
have repair as well.
spend
I do too.
money now to not have to spend SP later, you can do that.
Let me make 2 repair.
Yeah,
health
only you
potions.
would think to do that right now, because
Yeah.
other than Theodosia, the rest of them don't know. And you can just be like,
I
yeah,
was-
they're healing potions, yeah.
I wasn't
Wink,
asking
wink.
if you drink a potion of stasis or no, not was it? Oh,
Restore.
it's not sound wave.
Oh.
No.
Assuming that end terribly.
They
for
have
you.
to be a non-harmful effect. Otherwise, it's a poison.
I mean,
That's why I
Sound
drink a
wave poison
potion of
sounds
ice
good.
gauge. So, all right.
but yeah, I am squared away.
What
would've-
just?
Also told Theodosia that I had 2 of them in my bag, just so she knows to not give me the other ones.
Okay. Sam, you buying anything, or?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. If that is the case, then we should be good to hit the road. As with previous sessions, we will do our travel rolls. You guys can head out early in the morning. Not a difficult road to follow, but if you want to make good time of it, someone should roll Navigator. If you want someone to
wants
scout
that?
ahead, do that. If you want someone looking out, do that. You don't need anyone to carry, and optionally you could have someone do forager.
Can we hop on a caravan of some kind to make the trip slightly shorter, since it's going to a main city?
That would, if anything, it would actually slow you down, because it would be like a large merchant caravan. It's not like a tiny light group, you know. And like, yeah, they've got horses drawing carriages, but they're not galloping. You know,
Right.
They're just
That was a smart.
Fair.
That was a smart idea, though.
yeah.
Thanks.
If you want to all buy
full of 'em.
horses, you could do that.
Well, you know,
Unladen horses would speed you up.
I don't think Roni's ready for a family.
Let's
Fair.
see.
All right, so travel.
I do a ride of 5. I don't think it's going to help out in this entire situation at all.
Give us pointers to go 1 hour faster. An amount of time that means nothing in terms of gameplay, but means everything in terms of RP.
I think
Yeah. So
having to train you guys to get on it would be way worse.
so who's doing
Yeah.
navigator? What do we got? One or
think-
two of you.
Who's got better survival?
None of you have like amazing survival. We run into this issue every time, but
Yeah.
somebody's just got to go for it.
Yeah, and to be fair, Roni's not gonna think about survival. She's gonna think about walking down a road. Like,
That's fair.
she's used to being in a town and just going places. There's a road here. Why do I need to survive it?
Does anyone have above
roll.
0?
I have a 2.
I have a +5.
I have a 0.
Oh, great.
I mean,
Okay.
5 is higher than 2.
Then
Five
yeah,
is the best, it seems.
Sounds good.
I will go for it.
Do it.
I
You
forgot my
won't.
survival was high.
I mean, you know, spend a lot of time in forests.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is going to be a 21.
Nice.
That'll do.
Yeah.
So for
There
day
you go.
1, you move at a good full speed. Would anyone like to scout ahead with a stealth check?
I think Sam and I are both. You have 10, I have 9.
Yes,
Great.
if you two want to do that, go ahead.
Do it together.
Yeah.
Together.
24.
Yep.
24!
What?
Wow.
See, there we go.
Wow.
Look at it.
Twinsies.
Already making great
Twin
progress.
step.
Nothing can happen now.
Lockstep.
I will tell you what you find in a moment. There's 2 of you left. Do you want to do lookout and forager, 1 each, or both do lookout, and just burn food? What do you want to do?
I'll burn food. I got enough for 5 days.
Yeah.
So I'll help with forager. Not forager,
You
excuse me.
mean
Lookout.
Yeah, the other one.
Yep. I know the
Alright.
words. It's all good.
Yeah, if you agree on that, then detection checks from both of you.
All right, it's a flat 2. First dice roll of the day. That's a 16
Okay.
total.
I ain't detected shit. I'm riding a road. We did our job on this road. Roni's not worried. She's just like, yeah, we got rid of the bandits. We're going to city.
fine, right?
All right.
Everything's fine.
So
No
we'll
suspicion.
go to those results in order. My scouts who are going ahead, what you guys find is, what do you know? Another bandit ambush on the road ahead of you. Give me a moment to set this up on the map.
Oh,
What
no,
a
not
bunch
this.
of bastards.
But
Not
I
these
you
thought
guys
we were
again.
about to say tree.
you spot them first. That was my
It's a bandit tree, actually.
A tree with
No
like a-
wonder
a
this road's
cloak
infested.
and
It's got a
leather armor.
bandolier.
This keeps growing. Little mask on it.
Yeah, little mask, a bandolier with little sticks in the little pockets, and a cloak.
It knew what it was doing.
Yeah. Leave my forest alone.
I'm picturing it now. I got it.
I'm painting a word picture.
I think it's a perfect one right off the bat.
All right, so I will put this up for you guys on the map.
Give me that map.
There we go. So yes, you're much further away from town than you were last time. So there's no forest immediately to your south. It's just farmland on both sides. And because of that, it's a little harder for these bandits to hide. They are all pretty clearly visible. They're hiding behind the fence. The two of you ahead spot them. Both of you give me a detection check as well. Sam and Katie.
12.
Wow.
Can we not? Oh my god!
What's happening?
You guys got like quantum entangled D20s over there? What is going on?
Yeah, what is going on?
I used a different set too.
What?
This is a disturbance in the forest. So concerned.
Okay, yeah, no, nothing particular sticks out about them. You're not sure if they're also,
Possessed.
raving like the last bandits were, or if they are just reasonable, or able to be reasoned with. But nonetheless, you spot them before they spot you. You can then report back to the rest of your crew there and decide what to do.
There are bandits.
Great.
Can we go around?
We could shoot them before they shoot us.
What do their eyes look like?
In the legs.
Didn't see. Cannot go around. There's only farmland. We can shoot them in the legs.
You could technically go around if you went really wide around.
Did we see that there was 6 in total, or did we only see like the first 2?
You saw all 6 of them, yeah.
There are 6 of them. 3 on each side. They think they're hiding behind poles, but they are larger than the poles.
Gotcha. Well,
Yeah, the fence is probably only like 4 feet high, and they're
Right.
adult human sized.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I think they're slick.
Dang.
Whatever you guys think is best, then I don't know. Yeah.
So we could either attack right away, or we go talk to them. If we talk to them and they are raving mad and crazy, then we fight them then? Does anyone want to talk to them?
And I can try.
I really want to shoot him in the legs.
Probably.
You really do like shooting them in the legs, don't you? Do you have something with
Yeah.
legs, or you just... Okay. Does anyone particularly good at
Anti-legs, I
talking to
think.
people? I'm not particularly good at talking to
I would say, I think
people. I don't
Zephyrogen's your talker. I think he's got the best.
And
charisma.
I'm built specifically to persuade people.
I
All right.
can you a little bit.
So why don't you talk to them and
Mentally and
let us
physically.
know how
Well-
it goes.
Well, as long as I don't get shot, I think there should be no problem.
We'll be behind you, ready to defend your honor.
I'll be right
Save your
with
life.
you. I'll stick with you. I'll do what I did
Good.
last time.
All right, so position yourselves however you guys like, and then I will narrate what happens when some of you step close enough that they decide that it's ambush time or
Is
yell at
it-
you time.
Is it all flat land? Like, there's no...
Relatively, it's like, tilled farmland with like the strips carved down the middle, but it's not like super hilly here.
I would say the question now.
It's slow rolling hills out here, beyond the scope of this map.
Real Nebraska hours. Got it.
Like,
Dang.
They're not
It's
quite
so
that
flat.
flat, but
move me.
Oh.
Yeah. So Zephyrogen will step up with his 5'3" self and raise his hands just about right around here,
yeah.
around shoulder height. We know you're out there. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so as you step up, the 6 of them hop over the fence and they have their crossbows leveled at you, but they're not firing. And this one, number 1, who's wearing like slightly nicer armor, it's like studded leather instead of plain leather. Seems to be sort of a bandit captain type. He says, "All right, stay right there. 20 silver toll."
Oh, that's it?
General, do you respond to?
Each?
You don't ask that question. He just said 20 silver.
It's fair. I'm back here. They
You're
can't
all
hear
right.
me anyway.
That's fair.
American?
Real person money? Are you sure?
Well,
I'm just joshing you. No, we're just trying to make our way through. Not exactly having a whole lot of money right now.
You look like you got 20 silver on you. That's a nice halberd you got there.
True. Tell you what. 10, and I won't have to pull it out.
That'll be an intimidation check.
That is absolutely an intimidation check. With a dirty 20.
That's
Yeah.
That's
That's
high
pretty
enough.
All right.
So if I may, again to interrupt to briefly talk about game design. As I scroll down the entire Game Master's Guide because the humanoid NPCs are at the end.
They're the most boring thing to fight, maybe.
They are
I don't know
way
what you're
down.
talking about.
So you'll notice, not you guys, but audience looking at this, that every, I guess you guys could look at it on like the animal stat blocks, in the player's handbook. But every creature, or every like intimidatable creature, not zombies, has a difficulty value for intimidation checks listed in its stat blocks. So there is actually a set number. I'm not just pulling numbers out of my ass if I think that's a good enough number for when the party wants to intimidate something. That was something that I found myself frustrated with at times in D&D.
Ass numbers? Understood.
Yeah.
Normally you have to be concerned about that.
Yeah, it just felt like it was like, yeah, I guess 17 is good enough. I don't know. So there's actually numbers given. And yeah, so the bandit captain, tougher trained guy has an 18 that you need to get, but you got a 20, so did good. And he's like, fine, 10.
And Zephyrosion will, still keep his hands up. He'll reach into his probably inside of his jacket and pull out his coin purse and count out 10 silver.
Yeah.
And happily pay the toll for everybody. Now
Yep.
keep yourself out of trouble.
And he just kind of goes like, and gestures with his crossbow, like, move along.
Ronnie, you can put your hands down.
Are you sure?
Hmm.
We should be fine, and if we're not, well,
They let
killed
you
a
go.
tree
They do
together.
not. They do not shoot you in the back.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mission accomplished. Back to travel rolls. That was just.
Ronnie walks between all of them, just
Yeah.
being like, "Goddess be with you. Goddess be with you." It's like super nice as she goes through.
There are worse things you could use.
I felt like they could use a little help,
Okay, good. So that was the scout. You guys scouted. Lookout then. So who were the Zephyr rolled that? You got in the middle, right? You got like a 16 or something, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you get to discover either shelter or hazards that may be around. Take your pick. You're probably gonna need shelter. Out here in the middle of the road. So
What do you think, Zeph?
unless you guys have a tent.
Well, if we wanted a tent, I could have bought one and carried
I
it.
have a tent.
Do you
Oh.
really?
I have a tent and soap and a torch.
Oh,
Well,
well,
then I
you
have
gotta
soap
have the
too.
soap.
What else do you need?
What type of savage walks without a soap? Without any soap?
True.
I guess my question now is, if we want to set up camp here or not.
Yeah, so then you don't need to find shelter. You can just look out for hazards, which fortunately there are none, or at least I didn't have any planned for this day. Nothing comes at you from behind or above. So yeah, you can make camp with the tent, just on the edge of the farmland somewhere. It's winter, so a lot of it is relatively unused, and people generally don't get mad at travelers making camp on the side of the road.
This time.
And yeah, you guys can have your full rest there. If you want to banter at all, you can do that. I will be right back because I am out of water.
Huzzah!
Fair.
Cool.
Have you all done a lot of traveling?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good then. Means I don't have to keep doing all the talking for any bandits we run across.
No, you
That-
should.
yeah, I
That is-
think-
you are the most chatty in this group. I think you handling the bandits will lead to the most of us living.
And them having their
I
legs,
suppose.
so they're probably happy too.
That
You,
is also true.
You certainly like using leg shots. Is that how you were
Usually
trained?
Pretty successful.
Probably, actually, because
Yeah, I mean,
you capture
yeah,
people.
that's.
Well.
People can still live if they were shot with their legs. It's just if they choose to be useful, you know, if you gotta take the rest of them or you let them heal.
They may not be able to stand trial in the literal sense, but they can stand trial still. If
They can still stand trial. You know what? There's a logic in that.
Well, it depends on where you hit him in the leg.
Yes, Ronnie.
It depends on where in the leg.
Is there a better spot to hit in the leg than another spot?
Oh, worse spots. Worse spots. You could definitely
Tell
kill
them
someone.
Where-
all of the
Wait,
worst
what worst
spots.
spots? That's okay.
Where is the worst spot in the leg?
Nowhere that you guys need to know.
it's that big artery in your thigh.
It's gotta be.
Shut up, God!
No,
It's
no,
that
no.
big artery in your thigh.
Turns out my god is the GM.
Ah. So you have to be careful when you shoot them in the leg.
Depends on the outcome you
I
want.
do what I can.
Yeah. But you have to be careful in either direction, because even if you want them dead, you would still be careful not to not kill them.
Or just
There
take
was a lot being said there.
It's called a double negative. Or maybe a triple. I lost track. Anyway, I was just
look at Maya and just go, she's a fun one.
Yeah.
Wherever you want to shoot.
Where would you?
Okay.
What would be the
What?
if Pandora was going to shoot you? Where in your body would you not want to get shot the most?
I guess in the
Hypothetical
face.
question. The face
Usually
is
you
not
don't
a-
survive a face shot. I would say the chest.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to get shot in the face.
No one's getting
Fair.
shot.
Yeah, but that was the proverbial question, right? Where don't I want to get shot? That would, I think,
Yeah. Face is a good answer.
No one's getting shot, but Dora's just in the back like, oh.
There was an opportunity. Why?
Just asking.
Oh, okay.
We're here. We have to sleep.
Mm-hmm,
Might as well find out about each other.
Yeah, if you want to make this a little bit of a
Do you?
get to know each other episode, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, I thought
entirely
we were
up to you
talking
guys
about
as
we want to
characters,
get shot in.
That's an important one.
Good first date question.
Yeah. Do you need to get food elsewhere or get some privacy for that at all?
For shooting?
No, for food.
Why do I need privacy for food?
I don't know. You seem particular.
I'm okay.
Not a Mandalorian.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I know. Rhoda is trying to be polite about knowing that she is not living and just being like, do you need to eat? And if you do you need to go somewhere?
Do you need to
pick
eat
up
like
on the
fresh blood?
weirdness of it.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to have some privacy. I will let that happen. I'm not weird.
That's a very particular question there.
It is.
It's like pooping for some people, you know? You don't do it in front of other people.
You know what? No, that actually that tracks.
it's like pooping, but the opposite entirely.
What
Yeah.
about me makes you think that I need to not eat in front of every? We're all okay.
I mean, do you poop in front of other people? I don't.
Mahia.
Alright.
I mean, I was just trying to be respectful of boundaries if you had any.
Well,
I was gonna-
make an
okay.
make an intuition
I was gonna
check.
propose the same question to everyone else.
Yeah,
slowly.
to see if you understand what
Oh.
she's getting at.
That's what I was gonna ask if I could.
Yeah, if you'd like to as well, because you're also in
18.
on it. That's pretty good.
Intuition. Hold on.
Dang.
She's
Who would've
not
thought-
lying. She's
Pandora
just
still
trying to
thinks
be
we're
like,
talking about shooting people in the face. Like,
Yes.
do you need privacy to shoot someone in the face?
It's kind of like
that's what
Carmen.
she thinks
Ideally,
you're talking
yeah,
about
less
right now.
witnesses.
She's not. It's right over my head.
What's it, Meg roll?
A 10.
Okay,
Okay.
so you don't pick up on it, but Mahia, yes, you realize that she might be alluding to the fact that she has realized that something is different about you. Maybe she doesn't know the specifics of it, but she's on to you. And she doesn't seem like afraid of you or anything. She's just like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, she's trying her best to be like, I acknowledge you have a condition. I want you to know I know you have a condition, but I also don't want to make your condition a problem. I want it to be okay.
I feel like that is a very
Yeah.
sweet thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like, I know you can't eat fruit and we're at the fruit farm, so would you like to
Well,
go somewhere else?
She can. She can pretend to eat to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not
I
like
don't think
burnt
Roni knows
stash.
the particulars.
No, you
of,
don't.
like,
Yes.
Yeah.
She wants to, but she doesn't.
Maya will nudge Theo and walk out of the tent for just a bit, but catching on.
Mm.
Nudge her as in you
Oh.
want her to come out and talk to you privately?
She
Or?
can decide
Okay.
that if she'd like to. She does not have to.
Yeah, Theo's gonna laugh because she thought this whole exchange was just funny and weird, and then follow Maka out.
Okay, so you two outside.
Oh,
Well, let's have that scene.
I get it now. They're in lesbians.
You
This
know what?
makes so
That
much
actually-
more sense,
Yeah,
right?
that makes
Yeah.
complete sense, actually.
Yeah, they keep making eyes.
From-
I wasn't sure why.
From my perspective, two lesbians just left the tent to go shooting in the woods, and I'm sad that no one invited me. So I'm just gonna pout because
We'll
I
find out
think
if they're
that
poly
Do we need
later.
3 lesbians
murdering
right
in
now?
the woods. Like,
That's how it works,
Sad.
right? That's what they do. No, I don't know.
Mhm, mhm,
That's how lesbians turn out, right?
mhm, mhm.
Anyway, yes, outside the tent, your conversation. Go ahead.
So,
So, how you feeling?
Roni knows.
Oh,
Did you not realize that's what that conversation was?
no, it was just hysterically awkward, so I was
Yeah, I don't know why she brought up pooping.
I don't know. And then we were all asked, so anyway, good or bad that she knows.
Depends. She was part of the clergy.
I don't think you know that specifically.
I thought she did say that to us at one
Have
part.
you said that
no?
you used to? I know you said like you've, you're like a sanctioned mage, but like, have you said that you used to, like,
I can phrase it a different way if
be
you
all
didn't.
in on it, or
That's a really good question.
think
I
you've
don't know if
mentioned
I
that
said
yet.
it exactly or not.
Yeah,
Honestly, off
like
the top
you're
of my head.
faithful, clearly, but not
Okay.
necessarily
Okay.
a formal member. That hasn't been.
Yeah, I'm like,
yet.
I honestly would not know if I said the exact specific phrase
I don't
or
think
not.
you did. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
well,
But
err on
nonetheless.
the side that you didn't. I'll phrase it some other way.
Thanks,
Uh,
guys.
Well, she saw her praying today for the bandits that spared us. She clearly has a lot of faith. I would not be surprised if she does not approve.
She writes things down a lot too.
I mean, yes, bookkeeping is probably a good thing. I wouldn't want to keep a diary of my entire life, but my
Alright,
life is long, so it's fine.
then we keep an eye on her. We see if she's got anything up her sleeve. I'm not sure if I buy it. Something seems fake.
Yeah, something seems off. She's too nervous to be nervous. Why is she so nervous?
I don't know. And what? What? There was a green light, and there's no explanation for it. And
Yeah,
now we've been attacked by a tree. Do you know anything about that?
The tree. There is information about me that you do not know.
Respectfully, do I need to know? Do you want me to know?
Only because they know who I am. They know what I am. They know where I'm from. That tree and those witches are my people. They are who raised me.
And how do we feel about them exactly?
I don't know. This is not a therapy session. Everything is. I'm annoyed that someone knows who I am and they're trying
How
to
do
kill
they
me.
make you feel?
But are they after you specifically, or
Who else would they be after?
I don't? Are they trying to bring you back somewhere? Are they trying to?
Right. Okay. So.
We might need to
Okay.
rewind a little.
Okay. I defected from the witches. I left with no explanation. Because I've learned things that I don't yet understand. So, either the attack is specifically for me, or who has ever called us into the city knows each of us and just started with me.
That's not a bad point. That's a good thought too. Keep an eye out if any of us are subjected to anything close to our past, I guess.
Seems so.
Alright, well.
Apparently, I need to walk back in there with an apple or something, or Roni is going to think that I am just dead. So-
Can I look in my pack for like a cookie or something?
Yeah, you have rations. You could just
I have
walk
rations.
back in there with it half bitten really conspicuously. Like, yeah, whatever.
But like I hand you a cookie from like my pack.
Sure.
Take a bite of it. I don't want to eat this. Just take a bite.
Takes a bite.
Thank you. I walk back in, fake chewing
I love that.
Okay.
on nothing.
Make a performance check.
I don't think they're lesbians with each other.
You don't. Never mind. I don't want to ask that
Make an
question.
intuition check. No.
That's
It's not the most convincing fake chewing. You're kind of overdoing it. But nonetheless, you sit back down and rejoin. Do you want to share any part of that with anyone? Not necessarily that
No.
you grew up with the witches or whatever, but that you know what they are, perhaps?
No.
Okay.
That's Roni's proud. She's just like, yay!
I hand the rest of the cookie back.
See,
I've had enough.
I told you.
Okay, you were right.
Told him what?
I'm just glad that we weren't making a bet, you know?
Yeah. If you two need more space, just let us know, okay?
I know we just met, but I mean,
Yeah,
privacy
I want to be
is
mindful.
exactly.
Theo's
I
just
just
gonna look
walk.
we just look at
We want to be mindful of your needs.
You just want
And
to sleep on the
privacy.
same side of the tent?
I mean, if you just need to speak up, that's fine.
I think they're shy. So, yeah. Anyway, we can get some sleep. We can
Theo's
turn in
not
early.
scared
It's
of
fine.
it.
Like, no big deal. No.
Yeah, we can go to
you
bed,
know.
and then if there's
I'm
another
gonna read this
topic
book,
to hit,
so
we can
it's
do it on the
fine.
next night.
You know.
At one point in the
do we
night,
need to,
Theo
like,
kind of realizes and laughs.
Watch or anything?
There's 5 of you, so that's enough to do watch shifts. If I am gonna attack you or something, then I'll call for the order of that. But I'm not planning on doing that today.
Wow.
Today.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm planning on doing it ever, just definitely not today.
Appreciate it.
Don't worry, guys. The tree bandit is coming later.
No need to worry about yeah. The tree bandit steals all your food in the middle of the night. Why does it steal food? Who fucking knows?
Nutrients.
It's a tree bandit. It needs to eat.
It puts them
Yeah,
in the dirt
nutrients.
and sits on them like a tree.
Yeah. Compost.
Anywho, we don't need to go through a whole rest process or anything because you didn't spend any resources, so we will just wake up the next day and hit the road again and do gravel rolls again. So somebody give me a navigator.
Navigate.
Stick with the same ones unless someone wants to change for some reason.
That's what I was, right?
Yes, that's a survival check.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 9.
Mm.
Not great that time.
Not great, so bit of a slow day of progress. How you do cumulatively on these 3 days will determine, the time of day it is when you arrive at Imperia.
Okay.
Perfect. More reading time.
Scouts.
Oh, what is it? Arrives
What are you reading, by
1d4
the
plus 1 hours later?
Yeah,
Do I
let
need to
me roll that.
Okay, you.
Hep.
Okay.
Okay, I got that. Scouts,
Are the twins rolling again?
apparently.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Also, yeah, Zeph, I'm reading a very not stolen book.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's a little weird that you had to
23.
specify that it wasn't stolen, but
Well, I would
Did
never.
you just say 43?
No.
23.
I had a heart attack. I got a natural 20.
Okay, great.
Oh.
Good,
So
either way. We'll come back around to that. Lookouts. Please look out.
Please look out.
Look out!
I
Looking
got
at
it too.
these
Let's
pages.
roll. Total of 15. 13 on the dice.
Nice. I'm looking out these pages, you know what I'm saying?
I'm slightly distracted. I'll say I'm slightly distracted by trying to read this book. You're
Like
like,
reading it over her shoulder.
what you reading over there? Like,
Okay, so let me look at my thing that I had written down for day 2. All right. So the scouts notice this first. It's not a danger per se, but it is a thing that happens to be ahead of you on the road. There is a group of 3 carriages. You figure they're merchants of some sort. And one of them has a broken wheel, and they're working on it. You could chat with them if you like. Help them fix their thing if you want. Maybe they'll help you out with something. Or you can just talk to them. They're coming away from Imperia. Maybe they can give you some rumors about what's going on in the city or something.
Mhm.
But yeah, you guys notice that, return to the group, say, yeah, there's a broken down merchant caravan over there. Do whatever you want to do with that. Go ahead.
There's people you can talk to.
I mean, as long as they're not trying to murder us, I'd say we talk to them.
Brony saw the broken wheel once it was told to her and just walks over to it and doesn't say a word, is just watching them fix it.
Okay.
You guys can talk, but she's like, ooh, what's this?
They
Doesn't
turn
really,
around and
know
they're like,
about personal bubbles, does she?
can we help you? They're like, nope.
Oh, well, you were performing repairs. I was watching.
Oh.
It's very interesting.
You never seen a broken carriage before?
I have many times. I actually,
Oh.
I know things. That's me. I know stuff. Cool. So how are you planning on repairing this again?
Well,
Walk through your process out loud as you're doing it.
All right, Zephyr, I think that's your cue. Yeah.
What my friend is saying here is she likes to document things, You guys are coming from the capital, ain't you?
that's right, yeah.
I especially like to document things that go wrong. It's very important.
For historical value, I'm assuming.
Yeah. For science.
Yeah.
If you don't take notes, you're just fucking around, right?
I don't think I've ever heard you curse before.
Have I been fucking around my whole life? Oh god.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Surprise! No, just wanted to make sure, or figure we can help each other out just a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm sure one of us can help out with at least lifting up your carriage to help you.
Yeah, well, so if one of you wants to help them with the carriage, you can somebody can just cast repair. That's always an option. Or you can, if you want to do it the mundane way, if you're worried about them ratting you out or something, they seem like just common merchant folk. You can just make a crafting check.
Do we have time? I can do the thing. I don't know if they'll let me. You can ask if they'll let me.
Which
but I
thing?
do know how to do the thing. Fixing the thing.
Oh, okay. Like
I can do it with
crafting
my
check.
hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why didn't you go do it with your feet?
Well, I could if you want.
Disadvantage.
That's the trade-off.
It's like, is that beneficial in some way to your specific carriage situation? Because, like, if that's what you want, sure.
Ready. Keep your shoes on.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. So if you have points of crafting, go ahead and give
I
it a
sure
roll.
do.
Yeah, do you?
I do.
Yeah.
I have a dirty 20 in crafting after that.
Heck yeah.
So
That'll do. Yeah. You get the wheel back on. You
rolls up those sleeves, takes off those gloves.
Yeah. You MacGyver it back on there, and it should hold at least to Ankos. Which
You're
is
like a
good.
little mechanic.
I know things.
And you can repair things quite well.
That's part of knowing them.
Not too shabby.
Always know what you want to fix.
So yeah, if you want to, one of them, as you're talking, as you're repairing, you can chit chat with some of these other guys while they're stalled, and
Absolutely.
one of them's like, "So you folks ever been to the capital before, or none
No.
of you have?" Yeah.
Nope, just heard about it.
Mm-hmm. I've been wanting to all my life, though.
It's something, all right. Nothing else quite like it.
In a good way or a bad way?
Little of both, you know.
How so in the bad way?
Well, you get that many people together, you get a few bad people together. You know, it's big, it's crowded. Doesn't always smell the best. It's
That's fair.
not what it used to be. You know, they used to call it the Gilded City. A few
Is
hundred
that
years
right?
ago. These days, not so much. A lot of it's faded. You know.
Gold or brass?
I think gold.
Oh, okay.
Used to be on all the rooftops. Now it's just on the big cathedral and parts of the castle.
So what I'm hearing is that we shouldn't go and try and, pilfer the gold off the buildings.
And no, people beat you to it a few centuries ago.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Oh.
Sort of as the Empire went, you know.
Any tips you would give first-time visitors? Anything we must see or must stay away from?
Well, sightseeing is your thing. You can't, they don't usually just let people in, but the Cathedral of Saint Ashara is quite something to behold. A very impressive piece of architecture. The castle as well. The strangest thing has been happening. There's this old arena. On the
For prayer?
No.
Dance.
Fighting?
Yes.
Oh.
On the
It's
east side of
a learned
town,
arena.
it's been pretty much unused, other than for theater every so often, for the last century at least. A lot of people have been trying to get it started up again, though. So who knows? Maybe maybe you can catch a fight. It's been a long time. It's that sort of thing. Not my personal taste, but
Oh.
What is your personal taste?
and he pulls up the cover of the cart. He's like, wine mainly.
Ooh,
Oh.
I was about to ask. Like, where would you recommend getting a drink?
Oh. Right here.
That seems like it. Seems like right here is the right choice.
Is there any good taverns? Or taverns to avoid? Somewhere that we could stay overnight, perhaps?
Oh, plenty of places. Farther away you get from the docks, the nicer and safer they get. Docks tends to be a bit overcrowded. That's where most folks come into the city. This is the first place they end up, you know.
That's fair.
And as
What's
you're
the cathedral like?
it's the cathedral. Oh, you can't miss it. It's like I said, it's the only thing that's still gold,
Hmm.
and it's
As it
very
should
big.
be.
Right. Well, who are the people we should be aware of if this is our first time going?
Well, there's
People to avoid,
There's all the
primarily.
nobility. There's the queen and the governor, the Kentarch there. I'd be very lucky if you happen to see them.
Are there parades this time of year? Is it possible that they might be in the streets?
I don't think they've done that sort of thing since the days of the Empire, spoils of war and all that.
Right.
That makes sense.
That's silly. It'd be really good for morale.
These type of people, they like to be seen from a distance, from what I've learned.
And
Let me
as
get hands on.
you're finishing up the repair there, he reaches back into the caravan, pulls out one bottle of wine, passes it over, and says, "There, don't have much to pay you with, but for your travels."
Whoa.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Well, I'm thinking I know what we're having for dinner tonight, or with dinner tonight.
Yeah, you shouldn't drink on an empty stomach.
I mean, especially when we have a couple of lesbians in the party.
Theo's just gonna look right over at Maya and be like,
It's like,
huh?
What?
Huh?
What is he talking about?
Eh? What's that?
Roddy's so
understand.
just like, that's not what we were supposed to say out loud. That she's just like, it's me, I'm lesbian.
Oh, and then I point to Pandora.
Oh, no. Not like that.
He said a couple.
Yeah, I don't know who the second one is.
Oh,
It was me.
I want to know what is me.
It was me all along. I was the one.
okay.
All
That is
Wait,
fine.
no, not me. No, I mean,
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, with that taken care of, you can again make camp for the night. Similar situation, you can use the tent. No one forage, so we'll burn rations again. And yeah, if there's some other topic anyone wants to discuss, if anyone wants to open up about anything or question anyone about anything, you can do that optionally.
Do the carriage drivers like
well, now that
pack
we've
up after that
established
six?
that we're all lesbians.
Yeah, everyone. No one is left out. No one is singled out.
No
the
one's
entire party,
single.
all of you
Collective group
lesbians.
of traveling lesbians.
Traveling lesbians who are somehow also not dating. Which honestly, if that's not the LGBT plus experience, I don't know what it is.
Look.
We're all in one
Listen,
space.
We all moved into the same tent. So.
Why do you think we're all doing this? I mean, clearly we're U-hauling immediately.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think. Well, no. You know, Zephyr will turn and look at Ronnie that evening. You know
Hi.
quite a bit.
I know so many things. I love learning. Don't you?
I mean, I learn what I can, mostly about people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people are very important most of the time.
I mean, I just try to bring them together any way that I can. Wait, that's not weird considering the entire context of like earlier.
Not at
this-
all.
Anyway.
Oh, okay.
No, you bring them together for great things, like going to a library together or
I
church.
try.
Sometimes, scripture needs to be read in a group.
Are you going to start reading scripture?
No.
I might
Thank
catch
God.
fire.
No. I don't quote anymore that much. Anyway.
Why? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer that question.
No intuition check required. That's definitely a thing.
It makes me extremely uncomfortable now.
I won't try if you don't want me to, but are you
I mean,
okay?
I'm great. Why? I'm alive and I get to continue learning and exploring and doing what I do best.
And that is learning, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I was concerned that I was misunderstanding something.
What did you think
Have
I
you
was doing
learned
best?
before?
Yeah, of course. I studied all
Where?
the time.
That's a
Wait,
valid
yeah.
question. There's only so many places where you can get formal learning.
Oh,
in this sort of
well,
setting,
and
so.
if you mean like that kind of learning, I was in tower, so to speak, at one point in time.
A tower.
Oh,
My
so
own
was
safety
I.
and the safety of others. Yeah.
Wait,
Me
Safe.
too. Tower buddies.
Oh, good. Then you understand why I don't quote scripture anymore.
But the rest of us don't.
Yeah.
So explanation would be lovely.
The rest of us don't what? I mean, you can quote scripture if
Understand.
you'd like.
No,
oh, what don't?
understand.
What's the problem? What don't you understand? I mean, not that there's a
Okay,
problem.
so you two went into a tower.
Different
Now you
towers.
can't. Two different towers. Okay, towers.
Mhm, mhm,
And now
mhm.
you can't quote scripture
I mean, I can.
because it makes you uncomfortable. You don't.
Yeah.
Though. But no one has said the why answer to any of this yet. All you mentioned was a tower.
Oh,
Am I the confused one? Am I the problem here? I'm confused.
Theo's just laughing again.
No,
Just tossing
I don't
her
think
daggers
so.
and laughing.
I guess a more specific why is that I like to study things, and not everyone agrees with things that should or shouldn't be studied, and it becomes very, very uncomfortable very quickly sometimes when you start to talk about certain subject matter.
That is
Huh.
a
That's-
very valid
yeah.
and normal thing to say.
Yeah.
Don't get why it was so hard.
I mean, that
Oh,
makes
well,
sense.
I just didn't understand your question then, I guess.
I think I need a nap.
I think it's a little late for a nap.
That's
Unless
right
you
around
don't want to
bedtime.
sleep. If you don't want to sleep, that's totally fine.
Mahia, I'll take your watch. You
Thank
go.
you.
You go take
I just,
a nap.
I just sit back in the corner.
But yeah, that's me. Enjoy your nap.
Mhm.
Sweet
don't.
dreams.
Mhm.
All right. Are we doing? Anybody else want to give a little bit more trauma, or are we going to bed?
I think it might be a little bit too early in the game for us to reveal all our tragic backstories, don't you?
Theo laughs and goes to bed.
I mean, we have tower buddies, we have reasons to not read books,
Reasons to not quote books out
not
loud.
quote books. I apologize.
I will
I
read any book.
misunderstood. Yeah,
Speaking
where
of,
did you
do
get that book?
the church,
Oh,
Library.
okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
library church. Yeah, you know,
the library church. Yeah,
yeah, the book church.
who does? Who doesn't go to the library church?
Yeah. Why is I could
No,
we could turn around if you wanted, but I felt like time was more important, so I just figured I'd hold on to it for now.
Wait, I think I might be misunderstanding. The
Hmm.
library church is not a place you went to before meeting us.
Well, for one, I just stuttered. I just meant the church that we were just at.
Oh,
You
okay.
just
Just hear
in
Theo
class.
go. Library church sounds cooler.
Library church does sound cooler.
Library church does definitely sound cooler.
Mm-hmm. It's like open office, but for churches. Libra office. Libra church. But anyway, yeah, no, I picked it up while there was a tree. And then I figured we had to get going so fast that I thought I'd read it. And then when I got back, I would put it back on the shelf. Politely.
But
And you intend to go back?
Yes.
make a deception check.
I was about to ask.
She doesn't intend not to not go back.
a convenient fib.
Yeah, it's a hot 11. Like,
Yeah,
she doesn't intend to go back as in, like, when I'm done with this, I'm going directly here, but it's more of a,
if
I ever am there, I will put this book back.
But-
And if anyone asks, I will put this book back. But until then, I've taken a borrowing to it.
All right.
Zephyros is gonna look her up and down for a moment and go,
Did you want to read something from that church? I would have picked it up for you. I'm so sorry.
no, you're fine. Just didn't quite catch you as that sort.
What sort?
You know, little light in the fingers. You know
Oh,
what
I'm
saying?
not. I just picked it up. It was just there. I think
Sure.
my fingers are equally heavy as anyone else's fingers. I've never weighed them directly, though.
I would say.
I just appreciate the, like, wait a second. Do you know the weight of an unladen finger?
Not by
What is
itself.
the ASP
no.
velocity of an unladen?
I don't think by itself do I know the weight of a finger. I do know the weight of a hand, though.
Oh, excellent.
But I'm assuming that's not the part of the question you're asking.
Okay, all right.
What do you mean?
Well, just next time you have an
Borrow a
inkling for
book?
something, well, sure. Next time you borrow a book, how about you just let someone like myself know?
Are you a librarian?
I've been known to bookkeep every once in a while.
Oh, well, if you want to hold on to it, that's fine.
No, you can hold on to it.
Oh, okay. Great. So why would I tell you what I'm reading?
So we can come up with a
plan to read it together? Are we having story nights? I can read. I'm very good at reading out loud.
I was gonna say come up with a very good story to tell people in case they come looking for the books.
Oh, you just ask Theo. I'm doing Theo's accent.
No, you're Russian.
Oh no!
Wait a second.
I was
Hang
talking
on.
about there. Oh no. Oh, you just ask Thea to pick it up. I still can't get out of it. Oh my god. Anyway.
Is there something wrong with my hands?
No.
Not at all.
Okay.
And then it fades to black. I don't know. We are about an hour into this recording, so we're going to take a little break here in the real world. But because it's pre-recorded, we will be back right now. And we're back. That was fast, right?
Ah.
They'll never know about all the jokes behind.
You were,
Behind the
we were
break
talking
screen.
shit about chat. No, not really.
Exactly.
We actually finished the campaign during that
Yeah,
break.
it's done.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Dude, the
Scripted
aliens, the part
everything.
where the aliens show up, that was crazy.
Oh my. Yeah.
Oh, what's our NPC's name?
Duration.
Paul.
Geratio.
Horatio
not
Bimothy.
being-
Horatio Bimothy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's now king.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
God now. He is
Ascended to
God
king.
now.
Yeah, he
Yeah, yeah.
ascended. Yep.
We did
Ascended.
forget his name, though.
I
Unfortunately.
was calling
So we had
Jericho.
to-
Well, that's because he is ascended beyond name.
But
Yeah.
you
see.
become king, you get a new name, right? He's king.
Yeah.
Something else, the first or whatever.
Yep.
Anyway, none of that actually happened. It's just been a few hours while they slept. It is now the third day of travel. Let's do the rolls for the travel once more. Theodosia, survival check, please, for the navigator. To
Get it.
navigate.
To navigate.
Navigate me, Captain.
Get that natural 20, please.
Yes.
Say 14?
Okay. 1d2 hours. Okay. Alright. Not perfect time today, and that is because it is snowing, actually. Today.
Oh.
It is winter, as I had mentioned previously. Not like a full-on snowstorm, but a consistent flurry throughout the day. It starts to coat the road and everything, so it slows you down a bit. Scouts, go ahead and do scouting.
Let's go.
Oh no.
It's okay. You got this. I have faith in you.
I believe.
17.
Dang.
Did you just say oh no
16.
to a 17 and a 16?
Wow.
Dang, y'all. What is
All
this?
right.
I think those are the first stealth checks from you two under 20 this game.
Yeah. Fair.
And that was the oh no.
Fair enough.
The scout detects potential hazards, but will only detect one of them if there are multiple. GM's choice. I don't have multiple plans, so you should be fine. Lookouts, please do looking out with the detection.
Oh, with a +2. That's 16 total.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll say that
+2.
you do detect hazards. It's shelter or hazards, but again, you have the tent, and you're hoping to just make it to Imperia. Hang on.
Oh, I'm playing in the snow. No, you're fine. I'm gonna play in the snow. That's
Okay.
Roni's thing right now. She can't read in a flurry.
Hey, I know we gotta walk a little bit, but
So, Mr. Lookout, nothing for the scouts today, but since the lookout looks for threats from behind and above and such, you notice behind you.
is it a snow elemental?
No, it is not a snow elemental. You catch them
Mr. Snowman.
dipping between the clouds. There is a pair of griffins headed this way.
Ooh, that's not good.
That's not
Really?
great.
What do you mean? They're
Um,
beautiful.
They will.
That seems excessive.
You don't know how tough griffins are in the system. It might be excessive. It might not be much at all.
Yeah, maybe they're just big pigeons.
That seems a little hippogriffical, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey, good one.
No, it was terrible. Why are you laughing at that?
Because
Anyway,
I wanted
you
to
have-
uplift you.
You have a few moments before they fly over you, and potentially spot you. So, if anyone would like to figure out some way to hide from them, that's an option.
We'll get the-
Or if you want to just
we'll get
prepare
that
to
tent,
fight,
right?
How much trouble do you get for shooting them in the leg?
Or
considering they can fly.
Question. Hey team, does anyone know anything about griffins?
I could make a
The
hologram.
legs of the sky.
Would I know anything about griffins?
Can I use the think action?
There is a
I also
think
like
action. There
hologram.
is a difficulty value associated with the griffin. I will.
Don't ask. Look, don't ask me to do this.
Are
I
they a
have
monster? Or are they a natural
I'm
creature?
double checking.
That's a fair question too.
I just need
Oh,
to remember
yeah.
how the alphabet works.
Well, it starts
Cool.
with A
Ghost.
And then
ghoul,
goes
in
giant,
English. No. B.
Golem.
B.
Griffin.
There's a P.
Dr. B.
Okay, I have griffins filed under nature checks. On account of the fact that they're
Ooh, okay.
basically
I have
just
a +5.
I have a 4, so go ahead.
Anyone else?
Look, I got a 0. I can't help out here.
Zero.
I
Okay.
also have a 5, but well, actually, wait a second. Isn't Nature's Mind? I lied. I have a 10.
Oh, then you might want to.
I didn't do the math
Does
on nature. Apparently.
anyone, does anyone know
say,
about griffins?
all your
Oh,
mind
turns
checks
out
are
I
really
do.
Look, she was trying to be nice and group forward, not selfish.
By the way, again, game design note, just like with the intimidate value earlier, every creature does have a difficulty value for knowing about it, and also which skill you need to know about it is listed. So for the griffins, it happens to be nature. So yeah, roll that nature check.
Character-wise, I trust Theo. I would expect Theo to make it anyway. So,
If-
if you want
if
to
the
make
two
that
of
check,
you
because I
wanna
know
do
you're
it.
like,
You have time as it approaches you, so if the two of you
Ooh.
want to roll, go ahead.
yeah. I'm a character thinker, so if your character's on it, your character's on it. I'm good.
Okay, so a 15.
You need a 15, and
Oh, cool.
it is considered a defender in this case. So if you want to spend 1 hero point, you could to up your roll to a 16. You could do that.
Yeah,
If you
let's
wanna
do it.
Know things about griffins. All right, great.
I want to know things about griffins, so I will spend a hero point.
So
Yeah.
Tell me
the
about
the think action lists a list of things. It's on page 109. A list of questions you can ask me on a successful think check. Or if you want to make something else up to ask me, potentially
Okay.
do that as well. But start with those.
One of its vulnerabilities.
It is not particularly vulnerable. I'll give you both. It's not particularly vulnerable or resistant to anything. It is a meaty creature, an animal that is not particularly affected by anything, or unaffected by anything.
Is there any lore related to griffins
Unless you
in this
shoot it in
setting?
the leg.
Unless you shoot it in the leg.
In the wing, maybe, perhaps. But we have that tent. Hey, why don't we cover ourselves with the tent real quick? It's a
Why
fort,
don't I
right?
just make a hologram above our heads of the dirt below our feet?
I've done that
You can do
before. I did that. In
Yeah,
D&D
yeah,
once,
yep.
Well, I mean, if you...
Yeah, if you want to spend the
Do
spell
it.
points
Do
to
it.
Seems
cast a hologram, let me
wildly
just
useful.
double check.
It's a 20-foot by 20-foot cube, so we got to squeeze a little bit into it, like
Yeah, you
come
can fit
close
into
and couple.
that's a 4x4 square on a map. So yeah, you can project an image of the dirt and snow underneath you, directly above you. Viewed by a griffin, by a bird, it would look like there's nothing on the road there. And that works. And just to be safe, I'll have you guys do a party stealth check. Everybody has advantage.
Okay, well, I even out
Oh.
that.
Amazing.
I like +2 here. Wonderful.
Okay.
26.
You what? No.
They are pretty far away, so.
Give 10 of my
27.
points to the Frosian.
17.
17, 26,
27.
27. Good enough, yes. But the way it works,
Fat 3.
the way party checks works is you just need a majority to succeed. So 3 out of 5 need to succeed.
Okay.
Gorgeous. Glad I let them go first.
Yeah, so you're good. The griffins fly over you and kind of loop back around to the south into the forest. A few minutes later,
Does it feel like they're looking for something, or they're like,
they
are
may
they just
be
chilling?
hunting.
Like, is this normal?
It's a little far out for them, maybe, but not excessively. You're not too far from the woods, And it's a traveled road. It's probably a known hunting ground.
Yeah,
when they get hungry.
Okay, because my question is really like, what lore do we know about griffins? Not their stats, but
Right. If you'd like to
Can
make
I-
are
it,
they symbology? Are they like? What
so
was
tell
that?
you what. So Meg made the check to
Could
learn
this be
about
your
them
god,
like
perhaps?
as
Is something
combatants.
assigned?
Charm, why don't you make a check to know about them like, mystically. Like,
Okay, because that was think, right? And that I have to ask the questions that are in
Yeah,
here. Okay, because there is no lore question.
there isn't a
That's
lore.
why
I
I
may
couldn't
I may add something like that, but it's just
That might be a good
I
idea.
figure out how to word it.
Mhm,
I'll write that down.
Okay.
But
Beta
if-
testing.
If someone wants to make it, Charm, if you want to make another check to know that sort of thing.
Yeah, it was 25.
Okay, give me a second.
Like world contact or something?
Yeah, it was like, what are they?
World context? Yeah.
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Like, where do they live in places?
Like, how
What do they
normal
eat?
are they?
Yeah, are they symbolic to any particular nation? Like stuff like that.
Yeah. So
Griffins in fantasy tend to.
right,
be-
the way that a
Special.
lot of the fantasy animals and things work. I guess Krataris history lesson. Again, if anyone wants to read into this, it's in the book. Not Griffin specifically, but the sort of thing that I'm about to go over. So, let me pull up the book, actually. Got the big old timeline in the book. And basically, so, we've mentioned that there was this crusade, right? This imperial takeover of all of human land. That happened, where is it? In the 350s, early 400s. And in that time, a lot of local legends and histories and that sort of thing were destroyed, and then just sort of lost to history. Included in that is a lot of tales of monsters like griffins and dragons and you know, the monster manual, right? Then in the year 500, there was this sort of unprovoked, unknown blood moon that rose, like very bright red moon that came up one night. And with that, all of those stories, all of those folktales and everything, that even though people had forgotten them, they sort of just became true. And at the same time, humanoids gained the ability to cast spells, right? So magic and monsters and all of that stuff just sort of came into the world all of a sudden in the year 500. So a lot of specific lore about monsters is not super well known.
Can that happen to us right now?
Can what happen to you right now?
All of the just magic just appearing, just suddenly.
You mean
If
in
it
real
happens
life?
this way, it's
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, that would be really
Real life.
nice. Yeah,
I want this timeline to go off the rails, please.
yeah,
You're not gonna believe.
We all
when
suddenly.
the
You're not gonna
magic shows up.
believe. yeah.
So griffins in particular are again, do they have some sort of specific folklore origin? Probably somewhere. It's not Iborian. It's not anywhere you guys have been. Shush. I'll cut this out. Go. Yeah. Get your cinnamon rolls.
Oh, get
Ooh,
your,
get
get
your
your
cinnamon
rolls.
I just
Get
discovered there's a
cinnamon.
Cinnabon in one of my local malls, and I'm really upset about it because I want it so bad.
I was about to say, hey, look, we're now at cinnamon roll break right
No,
now.
no, no.
I'll be back.
Don't
Bye.
cut this.
I'll just cut that out.
Don't. Cinnamon.
Just
Cinnamon.
flashing the cinnamon roll break right there.
Ooh, it has
So
to
yeah,
be, though.
specific lore on griffins wouldn't really be super known, because it comes from some folktale that has been long burned, right? Maybe somewhere in some forgotten ruin it's out there and you can find it. But basically they're just known as they behave basically like a bird of prey, but much more bold, right? Instead of scooping up
Oh,
rabbits,
cool.
they scoop up horses, right?
Right.
Because they're huge.
Advanced eagles. Got it.
And yeah, they've been
These are
known to
just
pick off
eagles,
people
these
from
are
time to time.
advanced
They tend to live in hilly, foresty areas and that sort of thing.
Got it.
So coming all the way out here, yeah, they're probably a bit far out because it's pretty flat out here, indicating maybe there's a shortage of prey somewhere out in the woods, out in the more hilly parts of the woods, but not unheard of in this region.
Cool.
Copy that.
I want to ride their griffin.
Right?
One day,
Watch
we're
your ride
still
as you go
early level.
backwards.
One day, we can derail a campaign by taming griffins.
You drop the hologram. I've got rope. We'll make some lassos.
And maybe, and just maybe, you shoot it
Shoot
in the
it
leg
in
a
the
little
leg.
bit.
Just a
Like
little
fucking-
bit.
But
I knew
Just
it.
a little bit.
little
No
bit.
headshots this time.
Little
you just
leg.
you just clip the big toe.
Lower its walking speed by 10.
Not that it matters. You get that, by the way, since this will probably come up at some point, winged creatures, you can shoot them in the wing. That's an option.
Yeah, but we need those to stay for
Listen.
riding.
Yeah, what is the mechanic of taming something?
Animal handling, you know?
Animal handling? Okay.
Yeah, get them in a corner, give them some food, do an animal handling, kind of that sort of thing.
I want a
So,
griffin.
you know, more or less how you
Side quest acquired.
do it.
Could you become a griffin now?
Sorry?
I think
Could she become a griffin? Or is that too big?
it might be too
It's
large level.
too big, I believe. I believe they're level 3.
So one
For
day.
now.
They're level 3.
One
You
day.
One day.
If you
We have
increase
a
your
goal
magic by
now.
1, you can be a griffin.
Nailed it.
Because
Save
you've
that
seen them.
IP.
You've
Done.
seen them.
Let's go.
Saving my IP.
Mhm.
Yup.
You can do that right now.
That's
You can do
all
that, you can
done.
do that on this next long rest. You could. You have enough IP for that. Anywho, you travel the
Yes.
rest of the way. Nothing is a problem for you in front. Like I said, it continues flurrying all day. And you get to the gates of Imperia. Let me just pull up the map again for reference for folks. Because it'll help me kind of talk about So, you've traveled a couple days down the road from Enkos to Imperia. You are outside this western gate here. And as you can see, it's a massive city. It has a very large footprint on the map. It's many miles across. Sort of a small state in and of itself. And there's a loud motorcycle driving by. And there is a very large wall here defending the city with a single gate. People who are from Ybor would know that there's two gates over the harbor, pretty well known. The east gate, the west gate, or the harbor, that's really the only way in and out of Imperia. And here at the western gate, you walk up and you see, the top of it. You kind of see what that caravan driver was talking about before, where it looks like it may have used to have been gilded. So it's big stone walls, maybe 3-4 stories high, but there's like a metal railing at the top, a metal trim, and there's like little tiny flecks of gold in it, long stripped away for other purposes. But sure enough, just poking over the wall, you can see the roof of the cathedral and the couple spires of the palace. And even at this late hour that you guys arrive, tail end of sunset, you can kind of hear just the buzz of the city over the walls. And as you approach the walls, you notice that the big... the gate's not closed, but there's a couple of inquisitors there, and they have some temporary... Let me actually just put up the map for you, because I have the setup. Maybe you fight something, maybe you don't.
Map.
Oh, well.
Map.
Gate map.
Yeah.
So
like
the
that.
Inquisitors have set up just a very simple barricade here, and you notice that there's two camps on either side of the gate. One small, humble camp, and one larger one with a bigger carriage and a bigger tent. Seems like people are not being let in at the moment. And yeah, you can talk to either camp people, or you can talk to the guards at the gate, or you can talk to each other first. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not necessarily good talking with the guards, but I could probably get some information from the camp people. Seems like something's going on.
The camps could at least tell us why they weren't let in, so we don't make the same mistake.
Yeah, we want to hit it from two angles,
like
and who
that.
wants to talk to the guards?
Nobody wants to talk to the guards. You're our talking person.
Okay, well, who wants to talk to the camp people then?
I'll head to the camp people.
All right.
It's like, I
Yes,
will, but I think everyone likes to interrupt when I do that, so I'm not going to do it this time.
No, what are you talking about? We don't like to interrupt you at all.
What do you
Yes,
mean?
we do.
Yeah.
So,
See?
well,
Real
I
quick,
don't like to interrupt
just
you.
decide which camp you're going to talk to, either the bigger one that looks like merchants or the smaller one that looks like just some commoners. I'll be right back.
Yeah. He's gonna go get a fucking cinnamon roll.
He better come back with a cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon roll break.
Which one are we thinking?
I like the small camp personally,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
whatever makes you most comfortable.
Did you get a cinnamon roll?
I did not get a cinnamon.
Son of a bitch. Trade.
Maybe later.
Cinnamon roll break.
I don't think I could narrate very well with a cinnamon roll in my mouth.
Challenge
Oh
accepted.
my
Well,
god,
no
there's
until
like
you
these really
try.
big walls.
That sounds great. I don't know what you're talking about. Sounds perfect. Yeah, small
camp?
Small
Yep.
camp.
Yeah, so you guys walk over to the smaller camp. I'll get off the map screen now so we can talk to each other. And there's 3 people sat there. There's a couple, you would guess, a man and a woman in their 30s maybe, and another younger woman, probably 20s, maybe even a teenager, bundled up around this campfire. The younger one is sitting a little farther away from the two of them. not really talking much. Yeah.
Head for that one.
Yeah.
The one not talking as much. I'll sit down next to her at the fire. Is anyone with me, by the way? Or am I by myself?
Would you have asked someone to come with you, or would you have grabbed somebody?
I probably would have grabbed one of you, yeah.
Pick one.
Oh boy, I get to talk to the guards all by myself.
I'll go with Zephyrosian to talk to the guards.
Okay.
It makes
I was
the
going to
most
say
sense.
either
I probably
Pandora,
would.
Ronnie
Yeah.
said she didn't want to talk to anyone, so Machia, come with me.
Okay, got it. I'm with you.
All
Put
right.
up.
Stay in the middle of the road,
As
kicking my feet
mysterious
in the
as
snow.
possible.
Yeah.
There's the Inquisition nearby. I'm just like, don't notice me. Don't notice me.
So yeah, the two of you walk up to the smaller of the campfires, and the couple actually waves you over and says, oh, "Come sit. It's too cold out for you folks to just be standing out there. I don't think they're letting anyone in until the morning anyway."
How long have you been here?
Oh, just about an hour.
Oh, that's not that bad. But why wouldn't they be letting anyone in?
They weren't super specific about it. They said it's a lockdown. Looking for someone.
They're trying to keep someone inside.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Any idea who it might be?
Well, they're Inquisitors, ain't they? Mage, if I had to guess.
I'll turn to Mahia.
Who is absolutely pinpoint still, just staring, just.
All right. Well, thank you. Stay warm, and just awkwardly gonna
Okay.
start walking back.
Meanwhile, at the guards, Zephyr and Pandora walk up. Before you even get super close, one of the guards puts a hand up and says, "Wait there, folks. Sorry to do this, but we're on a lockdown right now. No one in or out."
Down. Oh, why is that?
I can't be too specific, but we're looking for someone, and
Theo's gonna start heading towards the door.
the gate. You mean?
Yeah, while this is
yeah.
happening.
Oh.
Mahia goes to Roni. Mahia goes to Roni.
Hi,
She's not going anywhere near the Inquisition.
You're looking for somebody, right?
That's right, sir. You don't meet their description, though, so you're free to stay out here for now. There's some folks there that have some campfires. We won't be locked down any longer than morning.
Gentlemen, we were sent here to look for the mage.
And I like look, and then I'm like, oh yeah, yes, yeah.
Zephyr, the one time he's caught like off foot, he's gonna go, oh,
Yep.
yeah, this wonderful group myself are very good at tracking down people. And monsters, obviously.
Is that so?
We're mostly
yeah.
pages.
You have any proof to that statement? I haven't been informed.
See, they were both bandits.
You're lying. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah. Do you got it? No. The bandits on the roads, unfortunately, took my friend's about 10 money, was it, love?
10 silver.
Oh, yeah.
10 money, and with it, of course, our paperwork. They didn't want us writing home, alerting of their presence. So somebody, this one, lost it.
Go ahead and make deception check. I'll give you advantage since there's a half truth
I've been waiting for it.
That's not a
Okay.
straight lie.
We love a half truth.
Oh yeah.
That's the perfect type of deception.
Okay, so that is an 18.
That's pretty good.
Want to take like two luck points for that one?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
He's like, right, well, give me just a moment, and he like turns and and like murmurs to the other guards for a minute, and then Do you discuss anything while they're murmuring, or?
They've shut the city down.
Because they're looking for somebody,
They're
as it
looking
turns
for a
out.
mage in particular.
Oh, where'd you get that information from?
The kind
What
old
they
couple
do.
over there. No
They
idea.
weren't that old. They're like 30.
Maybe I should have
The
talked to
kind
them
and
instead.
correctly aged people over there.
Wait, who's incorrectly aged then? I'm sorry.
Oh,
A
no.
little distracted. Who's incorrectly aged?
The elf and the undead woman are incorrectly aged.
Fair.
That's fair.
Well, yeah, I think, I'm like, Roni's just like whistling and pretending to not really be listening to what's going on and occasionally exchanging glances here.
There was no way we were getting in without a
Like-
little lie.
We could
So
just drive
they
our
come
way
back,
in.
and one of them has paperwork, and a quill, and he's like, all right, well, if you're set to be mercenaries for us, here's the contract, and it's a very similar contract to the one you signed previously. He's like, you'll go in, you'll take this, and you'll just hang a left there, and you'll stop at our office to report to the commander. Go ahead and sign that, and then should be all right.
Commander, got it.
Most excellent.
Do we come up with new fake names, or what are we doing? Or do we all have
Same.
fake
No,
names?
let's
How
let
are we
him
doing
roll.
Yeah, keep how we have
Same
it.
fake name.
this? Same
Yeah.
names.
Same fake name.
I think I was Jessica.
Samuel
You were
Fake
not
name.
Jessica.
You
You
not
were
Jessica.
Leah, I believe.
You were not Jessica.
Somebody's gotta be.
Someone was just before we were recording was saying that they couldn't take Dune seriously because.
All right.
of Jessica.
Someone.
Oh my god.
Just
Who?
throw the
Just
shade.
one person.
Look,
Who could
their
have
names are
possibly
Paul
been?
and
I had to say
Jessica.
And Luke. Don't forget Luke.
All right.
Is
That's
Luke and
fair.
Dune,
No.
or are we trying to equate to Star? That's what I thought. That's why I was
Oh,
like, wait
okay,
a
yeah.
second.
I'm thinking of Leto. My bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, you do have
more
Duncan,
fantastic
Idaho.
name. You do also
Yeah.
have Duncan, Idaho.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, you make it in. I assume you'll just not be going to the commander's office. Once you
Nope.
get in there.
We will
and
not.
you'll just be kind of disappearing into the crowd.
Roni starts to and then just gets like yanked back to the
Yoink.
group. Yep.
Oh,
no.
Being, just like
No.
trying to build camaraderie with the Inquisitors. He's gonna offer them. He's gonna do the truly alcoholic thing where he waters down the wine. He probably watered down the wine over the last couple of days. So he just offers them this wine that maybe been recorked. Thanks for letting us in.
Oh. You re-gifted. I love it.
I re-gifted watered down wine.
That's amazing.
He kind of quietly nods and puts it away. Like he's not really supposed to be, accepting that sort of thing on the job. And yeah, you are in town, and so Imperia is as advertised. Not every building is some giant grand thing. Most of them are normal-sized houses or medium buildings, like taverns and apartments and smithies and the like. And you good?
Are you okay? Oh my god.
You have a drinking problem?
I saw that attack you.
It attacked me. My lid fell right into my eyeball. So
It's a technical error if I've ever
yeah,
seen one.
we're doing great.
As described, all the roof shingles are peeled down now to just sort of a gray slate, and every now and then you see just the slightest twinkle of something in between two of them, like they used to be gilded. The city is really big. It's and yet at the same time extremely claustrophobic. A lot of these houses are very tight to each other. Some of them look like they're old Imperial or even pre-Imperial buildings. Some of them look much newer, less fancy, but not as aged, and contributing to the cramp. And the question kind of dawns on you, like, how the fuck do people get around in a city this freaking big? There are tracks in the ground for horse carts. Presumably they are around to be hired and rented along specified made roads where they have the tracks. And that will be about where we call things. You guys can get an inn for the night, and in the morning, pick up again and follow the instructions in the letter. Have that meeting. So yeah, you go to a quieter tavern, not too far in to the city. Again, the gates are pretty far away from the docks. That's sort of the busier area. And yeah,
Theodosia. Oh, sorry.
You get rooms. You get checked in, and if you want to have a talk before you go to bed, you get a talk before you go to bed.
Theodosia, I hope you don't mind if I ask you a couple questions.
Go for it. You
Well, I'm
seem
just-
to be a man of many questions and very few answers.
Well, I'm an open book. You can ask me anything you want.
You go first.
Okay? I'm just curious why you told the Inquisitors we'd help out and then not do it.
We can keep an eye out for him, but if you thought we should have gone, why didn't you say something?
Well, I figured you wanted to talk to the Inquisitors. Who am I to interrupt?
We needed to get inside the city, and they weren't going to let us in, so a little white lie got us in.
Fair? Just wasn't quite on the same page is all. Yes, Ronnie?
Is it just me, or was it a little too easy to get into the city?
Well, that was something else I was going to bring up. But apparently I haven't answered any questions. I'm more than willing to.
Have any at the moment, but
How
Oh,
are
okay.
you?
You know, I'm back in my element. I'm feeling good.
Mm-hmm. And what was your original element?
Oh, well, I often
Earth?
was... Well, I mean, we were stationed in southern Ybor, so... often, mostly on the frontier, dealing with pirates and monsters and the like.
Mm-hmm.
We.
Oh, yeah. My unit and myself.
Oh.
For some reason, I
You
thought
did-
you were gonna
oh.
say, "Oh, yeah, we." It's French for yes.
It's Amnesian for yes. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's so
Your
interesting.
unit?
Yeah. How do you think I learned how to fight?
You can learn how to fight many different ways.
I mean, yes, but you tend to
You
be
know
able
what
to
he
tell
means.
an
You know what he
amateur
means, a
from an
military
adult.
unit.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who's actually trained, compared to an amateur like the bandits we were fighting before.
That is true.
Yeah. Was that a good answer,
I'm hoping so.
Theodosia? Was that what you were looking for? Or do you want more? I can ask more questions.
the floor is yours.
Great. How many weapons do you actually know how to use?
You know, that's actually a really good question. Never actually counted the amount of weapons I know how to use.
Great. Can you do that overnight and get back to me with a full list?
Sure. I'm pretty sure
You
you can
just
give me
likes
anything and I
watching
can
Ronnie
make it a
just
weapon.
trail off.
Anything
and go.
medium or heavy, anyway.
Look,
Great.
Zero mind. Zero mind is not head empty levels, but it's very much a like. I'll answer the best of my abilities. Sure.
Every party needs a himbo.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then, okay. Your unit. Did you fight many battles?
Theoretically, we were
Or mostly training?
Well, we were mostly defending, frontier settlement.
Right. Uh-huh. Okay. I'm trying to think of what questions would make Theodosia happy right now. How often do you steal?
Well.
Theo's just gonna let out a loud.
I personally don't often steal things, but I'm very good at, making deals.
Understood.
Finding the right people to go steal other things.
Right. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What else? Have you ever been out of the country?
No, actually.
Actually, I should rephrase that. Off of the continent.
Ybor? No.
Okay. Great.
My family
That's
traces it back to Zamnesia, but that's how it is.
Where exactly did you get your horn cuffs, and did that person have more that were undefended?
More horns or more horn cuffs?
Cuffs.
I feel like this question is going a little off the rails now.
Well, I'm trying to help the Adoja.
Thea's gonna turn to Pandora and just be like, and what
Oh,
led
no.
you here?
Boy, I mean, we don't quite have time for all of that. But the short answer is, much like our tower princess here, I was also in a tower at one point. My tower was a nice tower, and it turns out that some of the other towers are not so nice. So now I
Would your two
wonder.
towers happen to be against each other?
No.
Oh, and the Great Tower
Very
Wars
good.
of
I wanted to make
1862?
sure.
No.
The great-
They were
Dang.
enemies in the basketball tournament between the mages, but
We had the same color mascots.
Oh, dang.
no, yeah, you both.
Who
You
was
both
number
went
three?
to-
So
you
who was
both
your-
went to different arcanums? Yes. You both
Yeah.
went to different mage schools.
Yeah.
So did we all spend time in a tower?
You didn't.
No.
Well, I mean, maybe you've been to a tower, but you're not magic. Mahia
No.
didn't, but you should probably maybe say that you did, because you're supposed to have.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Total power.
Just trained in magic on a
Tower
different
twinning.
continent with different rules.
Yeah.
Sure. I
I don't think I
I'm
have.
not,
I don't have that was just a lot.
We are
You're
all
not-
waiting. We are all waiting for someone else to finish speaking.
Well, you're not. You're not what?
I said I've been in a tower.
Oh, yeah. I believe you.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in a tower, but I don't think I had any legal jurisdiction to be a princess. But thank you, Pandora.
was your tower a bad tower or a good tower? I look at.
There are bad towers?
There are also middle towers.
I'm learning if my tower was good or bad.
Are there low towers?
I think they're tall towers.
Oh, okay.
Theo and
If
Zach
they're
are
low,
just
they're
like,
not a tower anymore.
"Oh."
All right.
You know, every tower is a little different. Depends on what you were doing in said tower, whether or not it was good or bad. You know.
Yeah, every tower is different.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is so mysterious.
We are.
No, but
Really not that
really?
confusing. I'll tell you about it later, Thee.
Interesting.
I'll explain it later.
I
don't
grew
worry.
up somewhere else. I have no idea what the two of them are on about.
Right.
Magic
Okay.
learning places.
Mhm.
I got called mysterious.
Why
I
would
just
they be
wanted to
bad?
clear up any mysteries.
Apparently,
Because people are bad.
that's true.
More specifically, the clergy and active mages sometimes do not see eye to eye, if that is more helpful for your understanding.
It's helpful for some understanding.
Lore note for the audience: the way it works is that, much like Dragon Age or something, where if you're found out that you have, the gift, you get put into a tower to learn magic, and there's one in every major city, and so these folks have been in some of them, and you stay there until you're an adult, and if you follow the rules, they let you out. They let you go be a functional citizen, and if you do anything not so good with your magic, then that's what the Inquisitors are for.
So sometimes
They
a
can be
tower
quite
is
overbearing
good.
Sometimes, but
Sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're bad. It really depends on what you agree with and disagree with while you're there.
So
What
I
do
think
you
if
agree
dis-
with?
What do I agree with?
What do you disagree with?
Oh, what do I disagree with?
Either.
That was two sides of a beautiful spectrum.
Well,
You don't have to go
Not-
into most detail. It could just be overarching. Whatever you
will-
want to share.
Well, I think all knowledge should be accessible to all people.
I mean, that's a good idea, honestly.
And is that a disagree or an agree?
Both.
That's generally a disagree. The clergy did destroy a lot of knowledge historically and tries to keep people from regaining it.
Most of the time I disagree, but if you don't ask too many questions, it sometimes is viewed as an agree. Because, yes, you should know all the things about the clergy so you can support them better and be a good citizen, but don't go any further whatsoever.
Alex,
Ever.
would I know this kind of thing from like lessons growing up?
Loosely, yeah, it's starting to ring a bell, you know, it's obviously you're more versed in Elvish history, but nonetheless, yeah, it's, you know, the vague history of the war and why people don't like mages in human lands, because basically, long story short, the first couple mages were really bad, and so,
Yeah.
they, you know, set a bad rap for everybody else. And yeah.
Okay.
If anyone has more specific lore questions, I can get into it, but
I wanted
Many-
to make sure, like, I envision it that she doesn't really know the tower aspect of it.
right, you may not have
maybe.
known, yeah, when they were alluding to tower, you might know them more by their proper name. They call them an arcanum.
Yes.
These schools, you may not have necessarily known that they were all tower-shaped without having.
Yeah,
been
that's why I
here.
think I was like, where are these
Yeah.
towers coming
Whoa.
from?
There's so many of them. All right.
There's so many towers.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, sometimes you disagree with people, and you make some changes.
A drink to that, and then pretend I have a drink. Theo
I
has a
mean,
drink.
that makes sense. You'd be
Mhm.
surprised how many people need like a mediator.
Yeah.
Most of them tend to be, you know, gangs, but
True.
sometimes a farmer needs to talk with a guard or a landlord. They require additional help.
And sometimes, like in Pandora's case, I imagine if you disagree with the status of someone's legs, that becomes an issue.
It's just a
I
win.
disagree with
Yes.
your legs.
You don't need us to walk. It's all good. That's true. Pandora had a
that's
real
fine.
good shot.
All right, I think
understand.
that's a pretty good note to start wrapping up on. So this is the part now. Again, we would normally take a little break, but since we're just wrapping up, we'll just get right into it. I assume course of action for next time is maybe explore the city a little bit in the morning, and then
Yeah.
go follow the instructions in the letter, meet your mysterious contact, keep things moving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna still keep an eye out for the mage. I just ain't going for
Right.
the
Yeah, if you
Inquisitor.
happen to find a runaway mage, you want to collect a bounty, maybe that's on the table.
Try to find a photo, or not like a wanted
sign.
person,
Yeah.
what they look like.
Makes complete
Yeah.
sense to me. Sounds like a good plan.
I just need lore. Ask
Improvement
lore
points here at the end of the
questions.
session. I will say I'll put you guys at 10 IP for this one. Didn't have any, major developments, but we crossed a lot of land.
What?
And
Very
managed
true.
to avoid some fights.
Well, we
Excuse
found
me,
out
we
we're
had-
all lesbians.
I was gonna say, did we avoid a couple
I'm about to
fights?
say we had a lot of character development.
Well,
We did. Yeah.
yeah, there was no severe danger. Although I guess if you hadn't rolled good to avoid the griffins, you would have been in some level of danger. But anyway, yeah, 10
Some
IP
danger,
for
some
today.
griffin fights.
Got it.
You can do your long rest, get all your health, not your health, but spell points or anything that you're missing back. And
How do we get
then
hero points back again?
Also on a long rest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Hola.
And then a little bit at the end here where we talk about big adventure game. How are we feeling? This is our first session where we didn't fight anybody, but still involved some rolling of dice and mechanical stuff. So how are we feeling about it? Anything stick out? Go ahead.
I realize I need 2 more mind, so I can no longer be quite himbo to get
What?
chef.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I agree with adding a lore option to the think
Yes, I think that's a good suggestion.
action.
I am.
It allows for the GM to make their own lore as well as
Yeah.
like general lore regarding
And it's good
whatever
for
monster is.
that specific. I had written it thinking about it in the context of, oh, I'm in combat right now. Like, who fucking cares what the lore
Yeah.
is? It's trying to kill me. I need to know what its weaknesses are. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like, so but it's good in that situation where you see the monster coming from far away
Yeah.
and you have time to think about it. It'd be good to add
Yeah.
a specific, because like obviously like that's how knowledge checks work anyway. But I think it's good to write it down so people know, like, understand, like, oh, I can use the same mechanic, so that people don't have to pull difficulty value numbers out of their ass. They just know what to do.
Well, wait. Hold up. Hold on. I have
We did-
a thought
sorry,
of that.
We did touch on crafting of like potions.
Yeah,
And define the difference between what is considered a potion, what is considered a poison, in regards to offensive or damaging magic.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I misunderstood that conversation.
yeah. The way, let me pull up the rules for that. It's way down at the end of the equipment chapter. There's
I'm not saying that we should poison somebody with a potion of Soundwave. I'm just saying it'd be hilarious.
yeah. I think
I
the
At least
idea.
throw
Pretty
it, and then the
funny.
sound waves comes out.
The
Yeah.
idea with these potion rules is that they're meant to be sort of basic and accessible,
Mhm.
and cover like the situations that most people would think would associate with a potion that one would drink willingly.
Mhm.
And I think I like that they're, you know, easy to make and everything. When you aren't under a time crunch.
Right.
And I feel like putting any spell, like the way it's listed now, is that it has to be no saving throw, be either a neutral or beneficial effect, so restore and invisibility and that sort of thing are what's eligible
Okay.
for it. And I feel like giving you the option to put any spell into a potion starts to get a little overpowered.
Gotcha. Would it?
And that's what the
Potion of
spell scrolls are
Curse.
more for that. The spell scrolls you can put anything in, but they're a little more
Would it be
expensive to make.
possible to add a spell tag for things that are potions or poisons?
Or like a symbol. Might be
Yeah,
important too.
potionable.
No.
Yeah, put a little potion icon next to the name.
A
That's an
big
idea.
yeah.
That's an idea.
I was like, obviously, like putting a list
I've
of
got-
every
I've got a
spell
bunch of
that could be a
icons and
potion
stuff,
is. I
yeah.
think that's the opposite direction. I think if the spell list itself has like this thing could be turned into a potion, kind of like
Yeah.
ritual tags.
Yeah,
Right.
bottleable.
Yeah,
Bottle, yeah, and you don't. It
you
doesn't
can
have to be,
squeeze
like,
this one out into a bottle. All right.
and you can put like a little asterisk, something up next to the name. Like a
Yeah,
little
well, I've
bottle.
got
Next to the
icons
name.
and symbols in the game already, so I think just doing
Yeah.
one that's like a little classic potion bottle, like a little beaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so it'd be restore potion bottle. You know,
Yeah.
and then I'll you know, in the beginning where I explained what all the symbols mean, I'll put it in there with everything else and reiterate it then in the equipment section.
Yeah.
It could also depend on like the category of magic that is put in a potion bottle.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. That's fair.
Because like, what is it? It would make no sense for you to drink a potion of animate corpse, for example. That falls under
right.
necromancy.
That's kind of why I have it like that now. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, I think doing the little icon is a good idea to make it more accessible. Without having to
Cool
flip back and
beans.
forth as much.
I do think that there is some merit in adding lore to think, as we mentioned before
Yeah.
with the whole think situation, but I think there was more merit in that particular moment to have said whether or not the check was a combat action or an
Mhm.
out of combat check, because an out of combat check implies that you're using your skill for a lot of different things, not a specific action type. So I think that was more of a moment of like clarity
Yeah.
in terms of what was happening versus what was perceived to be happening.
Think, to argue the other side, do you think that if I put in that think works for lore,
Mhm.
do you think there's a need to separate them then to make the distinction? Because you can take the other actions out of combat as well. It's just we're not
I
tracking
think-
the time.
I think in that in the case of rules, it is important, I think, to add lore to think. I think that is totally valid. I think that's checkbox, one separate thing. Outside of that, I think there was just like a moment of a lack of clarity as to whether or not you were taking the think action versus making a knowledge check using nature.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I think me and Meg had the idea of like we wanted information about the creature, but not necessarily combat information about the creature, of like understanding what it is, what it does, that kind of idea.
Yeah,
and it became a think check. You know what I mean? So like,
right, it could just
that
be,
sort of clarity.
You know, use the skill like you use like make you make a fucking lockpick check, right? Like just
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't do the lock action. I just make a lockpick check.
Right, you just do it because we're not dragging time. Roll your skill.
Yeah. So I think like.
Yeah, I was thrown off, but I also didn't mind having questions to choose from. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yes. Having questions
to
choose
that's something
from is
I've picked up
valuable.
from a few other games. It tends to be like smaller, more rules light games though, where when you make some sort of knowledge check or whatever they call it, there's like a list of questions. Like, Katie, you remember Monster of the Week was like that, where when you investigate a mystery or whatever, there'd be a list of questions that you get to ask.
Yeah. I don't mind that.
Yeah. It can be a double-edged sword because it's like, oh, well, can I only ask these questions?
Yeah.
Right.
But it is also good to just not be like, I don't even know what to ask. I'm overwhelmed. I'm in this world that someone else wrote. And, you know, it's just good to have a nice list of like, oh, yeah, that's good. But I think adding the lore option opens it up then.
I think it's these two separate things there. Not, but yeah, for sure.
Anything else?
No, good one, y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Had fun with the role playing aspect of it.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's always the fun part.
Yeah.
No fighting, which is okay. I mean, I'm all good for role playing.
Gotta have at least one episode of fighting.
Exactly.
You're a couple rolls away from fighting it at some point. So.
True.
So yeah, let me start wrapping things up here, so I don't fill up my computer with this recording. So we'll be back again in, for you, the audience, 2 weeks, in theory, if all goes well. Live again, hopefully. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. This is a normal YouTube video, so you can comment.
I don't know where things are on YouTube
will
anymore.
Be down in the chat while this is
wherever they
premiering. So keep an eye out.
Links for all these people in the description. Give them a follow if you aren't already. Play the game for yourself. Rule books, all that's in the description. Our Discord server's in the description. YouTube member if you want all the perks of that. The join button, you get all the info. And yeah, enjoy your 2 weeks and watch our other show. Watch Roll for Distraction as well if you have the time. And
we'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.